Zaps boshlandi. Qaytaramiz. Eshitamiz
You'd
birinchi.
be surprised how affectionate they can be, especially at night when you see them all cuddled up together. Makes me wonder how some people can hate them so much, and they're really playful too sometimes. Of course, you can't have them running around the house all the time, but we try to give them as much freedom as possible. Although we do have to keep them out of sight when Trevor's mother comes round. If she catches sight of just one of them, she starts yelling and screaming.
Xo'p, endi menimcha bu 19 ko'pchilik to'g'ri topgan bo'lishi mumkin. Qaranglar. You will be surprised how affectionate they can be. Ular qanday ta'sirli ekanligini siz bila olmaysiz deyapti. Especially at night, asosan kech payt. When you see them all cuddle up together. Endi kech payt ular cuddle up together degani bir-biri bilan mushlashib yuradi, bir bilan aylanib yuradi deyapti. Bu kech payt yuradigan hayvon ekan. Makes me wonder how some people can hate them so much. Qiziq, nimaga shunchalik odamlar ulardan nafratlanar ekan deyapti. And they are really playful too sometimes. Ba'zan juda o'yinqaroq bo'ladi deyapti. Of course, you can't have them running around the house all the time. To'g'ri, siz ularni uyingizda doim nima deydi, uyingiz atrofida yugurib yurishiga imkon tug'dira olmasligingiz mumkin. But we try to give them as much freedom as possible. Imkon qadar biz ularga erkinlik beramiz deyapti. Also, garchi we do have to keep them out of sight. Keep them out of sight degani mana shunga ham e'tibor oling. Ularni haligi odam ko'zi tushadigan joyda nari saqlaymiz. Haligi odamlar ko'rib qolmasin deb. When Trevor's mother comes around. Asosan Trevorning onasi kelganda uni yashirib qo'yamiz deyapti. If she catches sight of just one of them, agar ularni bittasini ko'rib qolsa, baqirishni boshlaydi deyapti. Endi o'ylab qarang. Tunda yuradigan, rostdan ham chalkashtiruvchi bo'lishi mumkin sizga. Kech payt yuradigan hayvon, cuddle up together, cuddle up degan bir marta aniq ma'nosini ko'ra olamiz. Cuddle degani put your arms around someone, hold them in a low way. Xo'p. Xullas, bir-birlik haligi cuddle up degan phrasal ekan. Xullas, yoningizga kelib olib yotadi degan ma'noda kelgan. Xo'p, endi asosan mana unga ham e'tiborga olsangiz bo'ladi. You can't have them running around your house all the time. Uyingizda atrofida doim siz ularni yugurib yurishiga imkon bermaysiz. Haligi imkon tug'dira olmaysiz. Nimaga? Chunki qandaydir noqulaylik tug'dirishi mumkin. Endi o'ylab qarang. Yugurib yuradigan hayvonlar cat, dog, parrot chiqib ketadi, yugura olmaydi. Fish chiqib ketadi, toshbaqa yugurib yura olmaydi. Spider yugurmaydi, kanariyki yugurmaydi. To'g'rimi? Variant chiqarasizda, yugurmaydigan hayvonlarni chiqarib yuborasiz. Mushuk, it, sichqonlar qolyapti. Endi bir-bir bilan mushuk hayron nima deydi, yuradi. Keyin mana e'tibor qaratamiz. Keep them out of sight. Ko'zdan nari saqlaymiz. Mushuk bilan itni hech qachon ko'zdan nari saqlamaydi odam. Odatda. Endi o'ylab qarasangiz, o'sha bitta sichqonlar to'g'ri keladi xolos. Sababi mana bu yerda aytdi, agar Trevorni onasi bilib qolsa, u baqiradi deyapti. Baqiradi. Endi mushuk ham it ham odatda kech payt uxlaydi odatda. Shu sababli birga h to'g'ri keladi. Ya'ni birga deganim speaker 1 ga. Endi speaker 2 ni eshitamiz va batafsil tahlil qilamiz. Buni sal kichraytiraman, ko'proq ekan. 27 qilsak, menimcha to'g'ri keladi. Xo'p, endi eshitamiz va tahlil qilamiz.
Speaker 2. We'd been for years to get the stupid thing to talk, you know, tempting him with biscuits and saying his name over and over again, but he didn't utter a word. He squawked every so often, so in the end we kind of gave up hope of ever hearing him speak. And then he goes and comes out with a rude word right in front of the vicar. who was having tea in our living room at the time. I don't know where he could have heard that word before. It certainly wasn't from me. Mind you, the vicar did take it very well, but I suppose he must have heard language like that in the past from other parishioners. Speaker 3.
Xo'p, men ekranga videoni chiqargan sababi komment o'qib qoldim, ovoz yo'q degan narsa. Xo'p, menimcha speaker 2, ya'ni 20 da ko'pchilik xato qilmagan deb hisoblaymiz. Chunki hearing him speak degan joyidan olsak ham javob chiqadi. Hearing him speak degan uni gapirishiga biz ko'nib ketganmiz degan ma'noda. Bu yerda gapiruvchi hayvon faqatgina bitta to'tiqush bo'ladi, xolos, unday o'ylab qarasa. Endi batafsil tushuntirsam ham bo'laveradi-yu. Masalan, oddiy mana shu javob qatnashining gapini unday o'qib tushuntirib bering. He squawked so'zni talaffuz qiyin ekan. Every so often, so in the end, we kind of gave up. Gave up degan taslim bo'ldik. Hope of ever hearing him speak. Uni gapirishiga biz qanday taslim bo'ldik. Xo'p, mata boshdan o'qisizdan bo'laveradi. We would been trying for years to get the stupid thing to talk. Endi get something do borda, get something yoki somebody to do something. Kimnidir yoki nimanidir biror ish qilishga majbur qilmoq. Get bilan to keladi. Somebody yoki to. Ahmoqona narsani yillar davomida gapirtirishga majbur qildik deyapti-da, ko'ndirishga harakat qildik degani. Bilasizmi deyapti. Tempting him with biscuit, saying his name. Unga biskvitlar berdik, ismini aytish uchun over and over again. But didn't utter a word. Hattoki bitta so'zni ham gapirmadi. Utter degan so'z yaxshi so'z. Masalan, buni ham bitta aniq ma'lumotini ko'rib olamiz. Say something to make a sound with your voice. Utter degan C2 darajadagi so'z ekan. Sizni ovozingizga o'xshatib biror narsani aytish. Ya'ni u masalan ismini ayttirishga harakat qilishibdi. Masalan, tuti deguncha deb ortidan qaytargan, lekin aytmagan. Endi o'z boshidan o'qisangiz u javob chiqib bo'ldi menimcha. Siz bunga qiynalmadingiz deb o'ylayman. Chunki haqiqatan ham qiyin emas ekan bunisi birinchisiga qaraganda. Xo'p, endi 21-chi, ya'ni speaker 3 ga o'tdik. Speaker 3 ni ham bitta eshitasiz. Unday o'tkazib olgan joyingizni bitta kuzatingda. Menimcha kichraytirish hojati yo'q ekan buni. Keyin batafsil tushuntirib ketaman.
Morris is so intelligent. I'm certain he recognizes his name, which I'm told is quite unusual when you get them after they've grown up. He certainly knows he's onto a good thing with us, but I guess it couldn't really be much worse than what he was used to before. I mean, the people at the shelter for stray animals must have their hearts in the right place, but putting an animal like that in such a small cage, it's inhuman. You should have heard the yapping and barking coming from those cages. My Tony's more soft-hearted than I am. He wanted to take them all home.
Menimcha 21 ni, ya'ni speaker uchun hamma to'g'ri topgan deb hisoblasam kerak. Sababi mana bu oxirgi qismidan javob olasiz. You should have heard the yapping and barking. Barking degan narsa faqat bu itlarga xos voqirlashi bo'lyapti. Coming from cages. My Tony is more soft-hearted than I am. Ya'ni Tony iti nomi ekan. Bu itim mendan ham ko'ra rahmdilroq deyapti. Endi shundan kelib chiqib ham menimcha buni hamma to'g'ri topdi deb hisoblasak bo'ladi. Tak 23 balligi shundan kelib chiqyapti asosan o'sha barking. Endi to'liq hammasini tushuntirib o'tirganim yo'q. Vaqtni tejagan holatda. Buni tepskripini ham tashlab beraman. Endi keyingisiga o'tsak, yana bir marta bunisini eshitib ko'rasiz va hatto endi tushunmagan joyingizda bir qator so'rashingiz mumkin imkon qadar. Ko'tarsa bo'ladi qisqa vaqt ichida faqat praktik qilish orqali. Ovoz yaxshi bormayotgan bo'lishi mumkin balkim, meni bilmadim.
Speaker 4.
Speaker 4.
Well, at first I wouldn't have it in the house, but Matthew pleaded with me for a whole afternoon, and in the end I gave in. And now I've grown to be quite fond of Ferdinand. He's not a bit like you'd imagine. I mean, he's ever so clean and doesn't take that much looking after. And if you are brave enough to hold him, he's actually quite soft and furry and really quite warm. Anyway, he's Matthew's responsibility, and that's what matters. The only thing I don't like so much is this horrible clicking noise he makes with his mouth while he's eating.
Endi bu menimcha sizlarga yana variantni chiqarib yuboramiz. Buni ham chiqarib yuborsak ikki. Tak. Boshidan unday tushuntirib ketaveraman batafsilroq. Well, dastlab deyapti I wouldn't have it in the house. Bu uyimda yo'q edi deyapti birinchi. Matthew pleaded with me for a whole afternoon. Men bilan tortishdi haligi butun obeddan keyin tortishdik. And in the end I gave in. Va oxirida men taslim bo'ldim. Gave in degani taslim bo'lmoq degani. And now I've grown to be quite fond of Ferdinand. Men rost quite fond of degani qiziqmoq. Hozir rostdan ham Ferdinandga juda qiziq qolganman deyapti. He's not a bit like you will imagine. Siz tasavvur qilganingizdek emas u deyapti. I mean, he's ever so clean, juda toza, doesn't take that much looking after, juda haligi sizdan e'tibor talab emas. And if you are brave enough, agar yetarlicha siz jasur bo'lsangiz deyapti. Mana shu yerda brave ga e'tibor qaratamiz. Jasurlikni so'rayapti-da bu yerda. Agar ushlamoqchi bo'lsangiz deyapti. He's actually quite soft. Juda yumshoq, furry, tukli deyapti. Tukli degan narsaga yumshoq va tukli. Really quite warm, juda iliq. Anyway, he's Matthew responsibility, ya'ni bu Matthewning mas'uliyati ekan, that's what matters. Shu narsa asosiy muhim ahamiyat etadi. Ya'ni uni oziqlantirish, ushlash shunga o'xshagan narsa. The only thing that I don't like so much, yagona narsa men yoqtirmaydigan narsam shuki deyapti. U biror narsa yeyotganida og'zidan haligi ovoz chiqarib turadi. Qandaydir g'alati ovoz chiqarib turadi deyapti bu yerda. Endi o'ylab qarang, bu yerda asosiy narsa chalg'ituvchi narsa, agar siz yetarlicha jasur bo'lsangiz, baliqni ushlash uchun menimcha tukli degan narsa bor, baliq chiqib ketadi. Spider, mana toshbaqa ham chiqib ketadi, tukli degandan keyin kanareyka ham chiqib ketadi. Endi o'ylab qarang. Bu yerda nima qolyapti? Kanareykani chiqarib yuboramiz. Tortoise bilan fishni chiqarib yuboramiz. Tukli degandan keyin bitta spider bilan cat qolyapti, to'g'rimi? Mushuk. Endi mushuk nima deydi? Mushukka agar siz yetarlicha jasoratli bo'lsangiz, qo'rqmasangiz ko'tarishingiz mumkin. Endi mushukni ko'pincha bilamizki, beozor hayvon turi hisoblanadi. Endi ko'pincha hozir ommalashib ketyapti. Ayniqsa hozir yoshlar orasida selfie qilib o'zini social mediasiga qo'yish. Xo'p, demak, mana shundan kelib chiqib bitta spider variant to'g'ri keladi. Agar siz variant chiqarsangiz, ishingiz osonroq bo'ladi. Variant chiqarish kerak do'stlar. Eng oson usul shu. Speaker tanlashni eng oson usuli variant chiqarib oling. Siz variant chiqarib olsangiz, haligi o'ljani burchakka qisib qo'yasizda, javob olishingiz osonroq bo'ladi. Tahlil qilishingiz osonroq bo'ladi. Bu yaxshiroq usul hisoblanadi. O'zi imtihonda 4 ta speaker tanlash beradi. Endi bu praktikada o'zi 5 ta. Xo'p, o'shaning uchun spider variantimiz to'g'ri keladi. Spider, endi bular qoladi. Endi oxirgi speakerimizni bitta eshitib, buni ham tahlil qilsak. Bo'ldi. Tak, audioni qo'yamiz.
Speaker 5.
Speaker 5.
I really don't think I'd ever be interested in kind of pet. After all, we've had a dog and a cat in the past, but it wasn't the same thing at all. I suppose it's the variety that interests me. I mean, there are so many different colours and patterns and shapes and sizes, and they all move in different ways as well. I can spend hours in front of the tank, watching them going up and down and from side to side. And this next week's going to be really interesting because one of them has laid some eggs, and according to my reference book, they should be hatching any day now.
Bu yerda baliqligini, to'g'riligini boshidan xatosini tushuntirib ketaman. Bu yerda mushuk, itni misol keltirdi. Sizga mana shunga chalib qolgan bo'lishingiz mumkin. Mana yerdagi variantlarni to'g'rilab qo'yamiz. Xo'p, endi nimaga mushuk yoki boshqasi variant noto'g'ri? I really don't think I would ever be interested in any other kind of pet. Men hech o'ylab ko'rmagan ekanman boshqa uy hayvonlariga qiziqamanmi yoki yo'qmi. After all, nima bo'lganda ham we have had a dog, a cat in the past. Oldin bizda it, mushuk bo'lar edi, but it wasn't the same thing at all. Umuman boshqacha narsa edi. I suppose it's the variety that interests me. Menimcha menga yangilcha narsalar meni qiziqtiradi. I mean, there are so many different colors. Juda ko'p ranglari bor. Rangli narsa, patterns, shapes and sizes. They all move in different ways. Moving turli xil yo'llarda harakatlanadi. I can spend hours in front of the tank. Tank degan narsa menimcha mana shu yerdan siz javob olsang bo'ladi. Tank degani haligi bakka sinonim bu. Haligi endi bu aquarium degan bo'laveradi bu yerda. Aquarium ro'parasida o'tiraman, watching them going up and down. Tepaga, pastga chiqadi deyapti-da. O'ylab qarang, tepaga, pastga chiqishi mumkin bo'lgan narsa bitta baliq bilan kanareykaga mos bo'lishi mumkin, sababi toshbaqa bo'lmaydi. Kanareyka ham rangli bo'ladi. O'zini haligi nimasida qafasida ular ham tepaga pastga chiqishi mumkin, lekin mana bu yerda tank dedida, cage demadi, qafas demadi. Agar qafas deganda mana shu tankni o'rniga masalan cage deganda biz kanareyka olgan bo'lgan bo'lardik, lekin chunki mana bu yerda tuxum ham deyapti-da. Tuxum degan narsa ham bor. Tuxumdan siz kanareyka olgan bo'lishingiz mumkin. Bu yerda faqatgina bitta variant, mana tank. Tank degani bu bak. O'sha aquariumga sinonim bo'lyapti. Aynan shu yerdan siz variant chiqarib olishingiz mumkin bo'lardi. Siz tuxum qo'yish deganda birdaniga aniq bilaman, kanareyka olgansiz, G olgansiz, ko'pchiligingiz realni agar tank degan so'zni o'tkazib yuborsangiz, bilingki sizning javobingiz albatta kanareykaga 100% tushib turadi, haligi tankni tushunmaganingiz uchun. Aynan shu tank jonivor bo'lganligi uchun, shu narsa bo'lganligi uchun sizni chalg'itib turgan edi. Demak, tank bu yerda kelinglar aniq bittasini so'zni ham ma'nosini tushuntirib ketaman. Tank. Container deganida, mana container. A container that holds liquid or gas. Suyuqlik yoki gaz ushlab turadigan container. Bu C2 darajadagi so'z ekan. Balkim ekran sizlarga xira ko'rinayotgan bo'lishi mumkin bu lug'at. Container degani suyuqlik yoki gaz ushlab turadigan narsa. Bu endi suyuqlikka o'sha akvariumga sinonim bo'lyapti. Endi baliqlar tuxum qo'yadimi deyishingiz mumkin. Ha. Haligi aytadi, qora ikra, qizil ikra deydi-yu, o'sha ikralar aslida bu nimani, baliqni tuxumi bo'ladi. Menimcha endi o'zimcha bir baliqshunos bo'lib ketmay. Tak, shu tank degan so'zdan olish kerak edi bu baliq to'g'ri javobligini. Menimcha ko'pchilik mana shunda xato qilgan, to'g'ri olganlar ham bormi? Kommentga yozib qo'yasizlar, men to'g'ri oldim deb. Tak, endi buni zapisini o'chirib qo'yamiz.